Hey everyone, and welcome to another SEO tutorial. This one is about advanced SEO techniques. And this one specifically is just one case, and that is the content-rich maps, which you can add to a website. So here's a look at one, and we'll go take a look at another example. And here's a look at a very simple one. So let's go talk about why this is even necessary as an advanced SEO technique. Let's look at an average website page. Okay, so here's an example of a very basic web page inside of a website, right? It's got a heading, it's got an image here in the upper right, it's got some text, bullet list, and some more text, right? So that's really the basics of all that's on this page. So if you're trying to get this page to rank well from an SEO standpoint for Google to say, okay, I'm going to present this in front of folks, it really doesn't have much rich content here. Right, so the next competitor out there is going to easily be able to get ahead of you. But what's hard for a lot of small businesses is to know, well, what else should I put on there? Right? We've got our text, we've got our image, we really don't have expertise in how to do anything else. And that's where we come in over at BTFOOM.com. We actually create a lot of advanced SEO techniques, and this is just one of them, the content-rich maps. Let's go back and take a look. So here we are back on a content-rich map which is built inside of a website. And inside of this page, if we'd actually scroll around, we'd see, sure, there's a lot of text and there's a lot of images, but when we get to this part of it, we see that there's actually this content-rich map. Now, this works really well for multiple reasons, and we'll talk about some of the benefits in just a minute, but one of those is that it builds confidence, right? When an actual user comes along and sees this, in the first place, there's going to be like a wow factor that says, I kind of recognize that because I'm in this area. So it works well for brick and mortar as well as service companies that are in a specific area, right? They can come in here and they can see, I know this town. Oh, and then they can see, what is this? So they'll go ahead and click on them and see, in this case, it's a review. And it actually pops up the review itself. And sorry, we're going to have a lot of this blurred out. I apologize for that blurring, but you will get the overall concept. Right? Not only that, it can also show a service. And these are custom icons that can be built in. So if we click on this one, we see this where it comes up and we talk about the actual things that are done. Again, sorry for the blurring out, but this is just part of the technique, that wow factor that someone will be able to see. Right? It's also going to build confidence because they're going to see other people in my area are using this business for their service or products. Okay? So this is a simple example, but let's go take a look at a more complex example. Okay? So here's a more complex example of a custom content map which was built. And here we see a lot more, right? We can build these specifically out for each town or for each zip code, for each county, whatever works well for your business, whatever you think your service area or your service area is. And with the mouse wheel, the user can scroll in and see a lot more detail. If they're scrolling out, they can still be impressed when they see the number of things that are in this area. Right? They can also see the reviews, like we showed on the other one, and that's going to help. You can pull real-world reviews, whether that comes from Yelp, Google, or Facebook, or ones that have been simply submitted to you inside your own website, or old handwritten testimonials, a review that's been written. You can use them here. It's a great place to use them since you control them as a business. We'll left click on this one. Again, it comes right in here. And I apologize for all the blurring, but let's say you get a phone call and someone says, hey, you guys did a great job, or you're doing a follow-up with a customer, and they give you more of a verbal review. Well, what can you do with that? It's really hard. You can ask them to put it onto Google. That'd be great. But if they're not really a Google user or tech savvy, they may not want to be doing that. This is a great place to summarize it. All right, everyone. So that's the content-rich maps as an advanced SEO technique. The rest of this video is going to be about the benefits. It's rather dry and technical, but it might help you to decide if this is the right technique for your business and website. Let's go check that out. Okay, some of the benefits of this. So if you really think about it, when you're building this, you're killing a lot of birds with one stone. You're getting a lot of benefit. out of this. All right, number one is what we come here for, right? What's our strength? SEO ranking. That page is actually going to increase in ranking just by putting this custom map in there, right? Adding a content-rich map, the SEO ranking, because Google takes a look at your competitor and they see, oh, yeah, your competitor has a few images, a little bit of text on their page, but this page has something different. Okay. Now, as a warning before we get too far down the road on this is very complex and it is an advanced technique. So to give you an idea, we had a group of about 4 different positions take a look at this and do some testing. When we found it, we actually found that some keywords will go down if you're not careful. So this is not something that you should probably just jump on and build a whole bunch of them and see if this works. Now, and this is just a sales pitch, but we do this. We build a lot of these custom maps for folks. So if it's something that you want, you can always come over to BTFOOM.com and you can request inside of our contact page that you'd like to have a quick consultation with us and see about getting some custom maps built for you. Well, thanks for sitting through the shameless plug. But again, this is a complex and advanced technique. So building these, I just want to go ahead and give a friendly warning. If you think, hey, we're going to build a bunch of these and put them on our website, I just want to give you that warning that this can hurt if you are not doing it correctly. You can actually go down in some keywords and others will go up. And that's part of what our research is as a strong SEO company, is that we have actually gone through. We've done the testing. We've seen how it actually moves real world websites and how do you move it so that you get the keywords that you want to go up and not down. Okay, so just a warning, right? Just want to be open and honest with you here of what this can get you. So doing it the right way, you're absolutely going to gain. It's an incredible thing to do. It's an incredibly advanced and it's incredibly helpful. All right, but do it wrong and you can actually go down in it. So that's the warning. All right, so how else does this help your SEO ranking? Well, sure, yeah, you're putting more content on the site, which helps you. That's always going to be a good thing. But what this does is it has more time on the site and on that specific web page for a user. Right, that user comes on there and they see, oh, there's something new and there's something that they can move around. There's something if they scroll, and it also works on a phone or a tablet just as well, in that they know they can move around that map and they can see it, right? If the average time on a web page, not trying to get an argument here, but let's just say it's 2 seconds to be simple, right? If the average time is 2 seconds, yet the person stops and looks at it, moves around for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, opens up, reads a few of those things, sees that it's the town that they're in, they could be on there for a minute or more quite easily. Right? That's a lot of time differential between your competitor, who might have a person on their website and that web page for only 2 seconds, or they're staying a minute on yours. So time on the site is an important gain that comes from this advanced techniques. The other thing that we saw through our testing is that people actually share this with others. Because of some of the experience that we'll talk about in just a few seconds, this is different, right? People see this and like, oh, I know who might enjoy this, my friend. I'll go ahead and actually share this with others. So when we are evaluating this from an SEO standpoint, when we're evaluating inside of Google Analytics for what happens, we see that this is actually an entry page. You also hear the term a landing page. It's the first page where people will come to when they're new to this site. Well, how's that happen? Well, are people sharing it with others? Probably the case, right? They can email it over or they can describe it to a friend. And or what's happening is that Google is actually putting this page as one of the top search results when someone's looking for that given product or service in that given town. Right, so this is the beginning page. This is the entry page for people. Right, so that's a great thing. It gives more width, if you will, to your SEO. You're making a larger web presence. All right, so that's the SEO side. And we could talk about more, but those are the top 3 that we'll just say real quickly of the gains. Now, the next one is the real world, right? Your potential user, your potential customer that's coming onto your site. It gives them a more rich user experience. It's not simply a text and an image, but yet it's something interactive, something that they can see, right? And part of that builds trust. When they see, oh, this website has a content-rich map that has actual content on it where it's showing, hey, we did this service and we did this service in your town. It shows that, oh, other folks in my community have chosen this, right? It's a safe thing to do. It builds trust. So when potential customers sees this interactive map, they're going to be able to build trust just through seeing that others in the area are using it, right, are using your services, buying your product or using your service. Second thing is that it's actually visually different. You come on a website and these aren't really quite popular yet. Yeah, we're seeing them. We're seeing a good number of them inside of even real estate, where realtors are putting up, hey, here's where we've sold other houses, right? So it is coming around, it is being seen, but it's visually different from most. So it's a great thing where you'll stand out from others, again, making it a rich user experience. The other thing to do is it'll make a first impression, right? And that goes right along with the new and the wow factor. If you're a company, if you're a business that maybe is not known for tech, but you see that, oh, this website has some of this new information on it, has a new interactive map. That's kind of cool. They must have put a lot of time and effort into doing that, right? So it makes a great first impression, and at the same time, you kind of get that new and that wow factor for someone to see that your website, your business, is creating a rich user experience, and it's showing something that's new and kind of tech strong. So those are great, helpful things. Now, as far as a timing situation in the SEO gains, you will see an immediate improvement. When we're seeing this like within 3 days, even up to a week. Google is picking up this change, and Google is starting to move the ranking. So you'll hear from some SEO companies, oh, be patient with us. SEO is tough and it's going to take months. It's going to take, even a quarter, maybe even a year before we really see some impressive gains. And to be perfectly honest, if you're using advanced SEO techniques, you're going to see this immediately, right? And it's something that we've tested out. Like I said, we see this between 3 days and a week, and we see immediate improvement in that ranking, right? Someone searches for that given service, that given product in that town, and that page is jumping up. Now, in the short term, for some given keywords, and again, that's a proprietary thing where we really would have to go through us to get which keywords. But as a free video, we want you to be informed about, some of the things are proprietary, and this is one of them, in that this actually helps for a specific subset of keywords, right? And those we're seeing absolutely immediate improvements. Right? The long-term improvement that actually comes along with this SEO in ranking and gain is also true, right? The more that people see this, the more unique users out there, and technically it's unique IP addresses, that Google is tracking coming to your sites, the greater it is, right? And the more time that people spend on that given page, the more it helps your long term, right? At one time, maybe that web page only had an average of 4 seconds or 5 seconds. But in the long term, over a week, a month, a year, a decade, your long-term improvements are going to be incredible because the time there really helps, right? If everybody stays for a minute or two over months or a year or even a decade, that page is going to outrank all your competitors for the long term. Okay, another great benefit is that you actually save money with these, especially if you're using pay per click, like Google Ads, formerly Google AdWords. Right? This can help with the quality score and the keywords match of your ads. Therefore, you are lowering the cost per click while at the same time raising your ad position. Right? It's a twofold gain just by adding this. Right? So as an example, let's say that a company has a website that ranks poorly for given keywords. So their answer is, we'll go ahead for pay per click, like Google Ads. Right? These costs can vary greatly. Some of the keywords cost less than $1, while others are maybe $10, $20, or even $50 per click in super competitive areas like New York or California for a service like lawyers or dentists, doctor, or insurance. Right? So if the cost of Google Ads is $300, $500, or even $3,500 a month, and adding this content-rich map can mean that your cost per click can possibly be cut in half, right? Your overall budget can then be reduced by half, or your number of potential customers can be doubled because your money is going that much further, right? We create these content-rich maps for clients at a one-time cost, right? So there's no ongoing fees. And depending on a client's needs and their budget, might be as low as $300, one-time cost. And that lowers their advertising budget in half, right? That's a tremendous savings. The one-time for the eternity of lower advertising budgets. If you really get this going well, you get that organic ranking up high enough, you'll find that you might not even need to be running ads because you're ranking number 1, number 2, or number 3 organically, right? That's the real key behind advanced SEO. It brings your organic up so you don't have to spend so much on advertising and pay per click. Right. Another thing that this does, another benefit of this, is it continues to build and add rich keywords. Right? And that's a whole nother video, and we have that, and we'll go ahead and put a link to that up for you. And that keyword video is very important to helping out your benefits. All right, so those are just some of the benefits of adding a content-rich map and how it can affect your potential customers. I hope this helps in showing you an advanced SEO technique, and that's courtesy of us at BTFOOM.com. Now there's a lot other advanced SEO techniques that we use. Again, a lot of those are proprietary and we don't give those out here on the free video. But if you would like, you can certainly come over to BTFOOM.com, come to the contact page, and request to become a member. And then you can go ahead and get your more detailed videos on how to add and what other advanced SEO techniques that we have tried out. It also includes some of the numbers and some of the ranking and how to use them, which keywords can move quickly. All right, I hope this helps. Come on over to BTFOOM.com. You can always check in the description below for more helpful hints and techniques. Thanks.